distractions. So I always have to do my schedules in a very proper way, which I can manage my football career and my plus my normal life interests.
Speaking about football and normal life, what inspired you to pursue a career in football, and who has been your biggest influence along the way?
I think what who inspired me and what made me to become a football player is, I think it's actually in our DNA, because my dad was a footballer. Probably from my dad's side, I maybe four brothers, which are also football players. And so my older brother was a football player. He used to play for the former Orlando Pirates based in South Africa. He also used to play for Orlando Pirates based in Namibia. Yeah. So I think football is in our blood. So I think my dad is our most influenced player. So I always used to see my dad playing. So I think he's the most influenced player, and he made me become a player. And yeah.
Okay, so can you briefly discuss any challenges you faced in your career and how you overcame them to reach your current level of success?
I've encountered too many challenges in life, because one has to be more focused when it comes to football, because there are always on and off seasons whereby there is no football in the country. So you really need to maintain your fitness. You really need to maintain your balance. So it's not a very easy thing, but yeah, I think it's quite challenging for that.
Okay, so taking you outside of your football career, what are your favorite hobbies or activities that help you unwind and relax?
Actually, I don't have quite an hobby that I can say, but mostly off season, I always spend time with my kids. Mostly I'm just with my kids, so that's the only thing that can make me more relaxed about me spending time with my family and my kids.
Isn't so yeah. Okay, taking you back to the goal you scored against Power Dynamos, the header. Yeah. Seems like these days you've been scoring with the head more of the foot. How did you feel after scoring that goal?
I feel like it was a very good feeling, which it boosted me more on my confidence, more on my skills. So I apparently think that currently I'm in a very good form and good shape. So it's not only about that goal that I scored. It's the next when I was called up recently now, we went to go play in Zimbabwe for the national team. And so I also did score there, and I also did have the chance to score 2 goals, but I couldn't manage. What I'm trying to say is that I'm currently now in a very good form, so I'm very happy about myself. Because I think it's just because I was pushing myself very, very hard. So yeah, I managed to do that.
So that's all for today. That's all from Edmund Kambanda as well. Taking it back to Penny.
That was Edmund Kambanda, the backbone, like I say, of the African Stars defense, just giving us a brief understanding of his journey and what it is to be an African Stars player. Again, we're back in studio with Emmanuel and Kara, but I would just like to encourage all of our viewers, Facebook viewers, etc., please do go on to other various platforms. We are live on oneafrica.tv. We are live on GoTV, One Africa, or you can also, again, just stay on Facebook and on our Facebook One Africa channel, Facebook page. You can all go on there and view this live stream. We are in studio here talking about everything soccer. My name is Penny Helu. I am your anchor and host, and beside me is Emmanuel Nkara, our lead commentator, and like I always say, soccer expert. So Emmanuel, we are getting really close to action time, right? Yeah. And before our interview with Edmund, we were sort of just getting into conversation about the sport and the teams and how we feel about what might transpire today. But one thing we did not do yet, which is not, we always have to do this, predictions.
Well, look, it's young African. Last season, they suffered 2 1-0 losses to African Stars. Stiga was one of the scorers in one of those games.
Right.
And Young African haven't had a good start to the season so far. They had a 2-0 loss to Ongos FC, formerly known as Tura Magic. So it's interesting that African Stars is playing now Ongos and Young African in this double header.
Right.
So we are interesting for a very good game
Right.
between. Let's see what Young African can do because they're at the bottom of the table.
And essentially, wait. Let's unpack this. Let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back, and we'll get back to this conversation.
High Economic Intelligence is an independent research entity specializing in economic and financial services. To find out more about our services, contact us at 061-307-7728 or visit our website at www.hey.com.na.
So now, essentially talking about the fact that we are in a situation really where Young African has already had a really bad start to the league, and we are dealing with a team that won their first match in the league. But I also want to go back a bit further. I mean, they did take a really strong loss to Power Dynamo. But before Power Dynamo, they had a really strong win against, remind me of the team?
They had a draw against Musa.
Oh, they had a draw against Musa.
But what they did have, which
Yes.
was very strong,
Yes.
pre-season campaign in Botswana,
Right.
where they did not lose a game.
Exactly.
And that's where we kind of saw the African Stars of old, because you never know what happens between seasons and the pre-season. Is the team the same? New signings, people have gone on.
Right.
So they did well in Botswana. They had their first pre-season game back in Namibia against Musa. They drew that one, but it was a good test.
But it's the draw that I'm sort of trying to, because that draw was a very difficult one in the sense that
Yeah.
they had an upper hand in their game. But obviously, I mean, it wasn't an easy team to necessarily always penetrate. But that draw was what really sort of set the standard for the confidence to feel like Power Dynamo was a match for them. They took a loss that, I mean, for me, I feel like it was a loss that is a bit contestant, but. Ultimately, I still just feel like it's still debatable. But considering that I feel like they had a strong leg in the beginning of, at least in their journey, they did take a loss. But when they came back against Orlando Pirates, they made sure they made complete sure.
Yeah.
So it's just like we now are talking about two different teams that have two different standings.
Yeah.
But let's take a pause and just really have a talk to the team medics. Right now, we're going to change over to the team medics and just sort of see if all the team players are, in good state. And yeah, over to the team medics.
Good evening, good afternoon. Bright Saturday afternoon here in Olympia at the Hakankop Stadium, formerly Windhoek Stadium. I'm here, standing here with team Dr. Kelsey. We just want to find out from you whether we have injuries, just an update on injuries, and then you will let us know whether it is football related, pitch related, and then we will want to know also, since this is a rugby pitch, we want to know how the guys are adjusting to it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. First and foremost, it's a privilege and an honor to be part of the African Stars. So as far as injuries are concerned, it is with a glad, full heart that I can report that none of our players have experienced any injuries and are 100% for this game. We do not expect any injuries on the pitch, and with that I would like to segue and say that the pitch does look like it is quite even, and we're not going to really be expecting any injury related casualties here today.
Thank you, Kelsey. There you have it. Here we have it. The team is a clean bill of health. The stadium looks pretty. We just know it is a rugby pitch, so the guys should be wary when they play the ball on the ground. Like the back pass on the other day for Lungu, from Lungu to the goalkeeper, I think that was the pitch play is rolled there. But then, I think the boys are ready to go. Thank you.
And then for those viewers who might be a bit worried for the player safety, we do have ambulance services on hand. So if anything should happen, they will be well taken care of.
Thank you, Kelsey. Stay tuned for African Stars at home to Young African of Hobabis. Thank you.
Got you. And that was Viko Shaderua interview with a former African Stars football player, which I think is a lot of value added. I think just to sort of hear perspective from one of the actual members of our, champions. And I think also just sort of listening to someone like Ziko, it allows you to sort of appreciate the sport more as Namibians, because this is actual real, input from a fellow soccer player.
Yep.
I think that with the whole setting of this match, and then again back to what we were speaking about when we said that we're talking about teams that are at two different places right now. Yeah. What and in your expertise, like what do you anticipate?
Well, African Stars are currently second in the log. It's not a thing that they want to look at when they look at the log table. Komas Nampo is number one at the moment. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because they are a promoted team.
Okay.
They had a interesting win against Tigers on Thursday, 2-1 win. So they're number one on the log right now. So Stars do want to come back and say, hey, you guys have 6 points. We need to get our 6 points now against Young African. Young African currently sitting 15th, second bottom in the log. So it's not a game that they want to actually give away, knowing that last season they did have only losing by 1 goal in both games. So it's not a team that African Stars are going to really score many goals against.
Right.
So a prediction is very interesting here.
Right.
But 3 points for Stars is a given.
Right.
But again, I would say a 1-0 victory for Stars is probably on the cards.
Okay, but my question is, with that analysis, right? For Young African has a lot to prove. But what would it mean for that team to actually get to a place where they can actually make it difficult for African Stars? So I'm asking, in structure, considering they finished second last in the league, obviously we're talking about there's something that they need to sort of get on top of and sort of try and formulate themselves in a way that they actually are well defended and action against African Stars.
They have to stop the danger men. Willie Stefanus. They have to stop the danger men. They have to stop the wing play of Lungu on the left side and Kambatu on the right side. So if you can do that, any team in this log, any team in this division, if you can stop the wing play of African Stars, then you might have a chance, because the middle of the park, Stiga with maybe Dion Dennis and Maharero, they're more holding. They really let Awilo do his work. So if you can stop Awilo, if you can stop Kambatu, if you can stop Lungu, then you might have a chance. But then Juja is still there.
Right.
So these are the things that Young African have to do.
Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
High Economic Intelligence is an independent research entity specializing in economic and financial services. To find out more about our services, contact us at 061307728 or visit our website at www.hey.com.na.
It's too loud. And And we are live again. So, Emmanuel, excuse me. I see that I think the players are about to sort of make their exit soon. The match definitely is about to start. For our viewers online, please do know that you can watch the match live on oneafrica.tv or on Facebook. Unfortunately, the match will not be streaming on GoTV, but we do have 2 other platforms available for you, so do not miss out on any of the action. That this is what we are here to do. We're here to witness beauty, art, and what is the beautiful sport of football. And my name is Penny Helo. I'm joined here by Emmanuel Nkara. We are just having a sort of, catch up and trying to figure out what are we going to expect today, considering Young African is about to face the champions, African Stars. And I mean, it is a double header weekend. African Stars is also facing FC Ongos tomorrow.
Yes. And that's interesting because Orlando Pirates just beat Ongos yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday. So Orlando Pirates have given themselves some self-respect
Right.
after losing against Stars in the first game. So Ongos now, they've won their first game. They won their first game against Young African.
Right.
All these teams are interconnected
Right.
in this double-header. It's always somebody facing somebody.
Right.
But Ongos FC, formerly known as Tura Magic, for those who are,
Tura
very
Magic,
versed
yeah,
in the
right,
log.
right.
It's going to be a heavy game next. It's going to be a heavy game tomorrow, and Stars need to know that double headers, the depth of your team is going to be used.
Exactly.
So we'll see a lot of new players, a lot of players getting some time to play. That's more enjoying for the Red Army to say, wow, this is what this player can bring to our team.
But I think with that said, with the Red Army spoken of, I feel like I want to also see how they sort of cement their presence in the league so early on, depending on obviously this double header weekend, in the sense that, I mean, they are playing Young African, and I don't think that this is necessarily going to be a very easy match. I don't really anticipate Young African trying to make this easy for African Stars. But I mean, we never know until they really get on the field. But even then, spoken like with the fact that they're going to perform today, tomorrow's another team that you've now explained to us that is not a team that is trying to be a small dog. To face them tomorrow in the same capacity, I think. How do you feel as an expert of the teams, especially?
Yeah. So Ongos right now is sitting at 4th in the log table. It's Comas Nampo, African Stars, Blue Waters, who will always be there, Blue Waters, and then Ongos FC. So even after their loss yesterday against Orlando Pirates, they're still sitting at 4th. They might say to themselves, okay, look, we are facing the champions, African Stars, tomorrow. Maybe, can we get a draw? Because in their first game of the season, last season, it was African Stars versus Ongos. And they took a draw. So they might look at that and say, guys, early on in the season, African Stars, we know how they play. We've done it before. Let's try and get a point so we can get higher in the standings. They are 4th. Let's try and catch the newly promoted Comas Nampo, a team to really watch. I love these new teams that come up from the second division and say, yeah, guys, we are also here. So beautiful games to watch all around. There's many other games around the country right now. So Debmarine Premiership is very juicy right now.
Right. And I think also because I mean, the world coming back alive, it's a great time for, the sportsmanship to be able to thrive. So I think these young players are able to also be on a platform where they can really grow and, I mean, make the sport as Namibian, different. So in that sense, I'm just sort of also referencing Young African because, I mean, in comparison, they are facing what in determination is a bigger team. But I also think that platform for Young African is something for us to be able to see what they're going to bring to the sport, and in skill. Because, I mean, I always, like last week we were speaking about how Orlando Pirates, we were talking about how they sort of need to maybe strengthen their defense and not let so many opportunities pass through, especially with someone like Willie Stefanis and his support with Lungu and Kambatus or whatever. Sorry, yes. But I think essentially, let's let the match speak for itself. And the time is right now. So the match has begun, ladies and gentlemen. Over to the commentators. Enjoy.
Cheers.
And for all our viewers that are on Facebook, please, you are able to go to oneafrica.tv or One Africa TV itself. The match will be streaming live, or again, you can also stay on Facebook. But we do encourage you to obviously enjoy the match on the different platforms, as it's more enjoyable in that capacity. But for now, we will speak to you soon, and over to the commentators.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome live here at the Hagegegop Stadium in Windhoek City. My name is Emmanuel Nkara. We are here for the first game of a double header. It is African Stars, the home team, versus Young African. My name is Emmanuel Nkara. I am joined by my co-commentator, Zico. Zico, double header, the first game of a good weekend for football in general. Welcome to the game.
Thanks for having me. Indeed, a good game. Start the weekend off. And Young African never easy against the African Stars, you know, they are well settled. They are settled their spot already. So Young African might be one of the teams that's still signed up players during the week, the run up to this game. So we are excited, an exciting season ahead, I think. I believe this will be an exciting season because of Ongo's form, because of Young African. Although they lost 1-0 at home, they are already a tricky customer, trained to run, trained not to give the opposing teams space to play. Very good on the ball. And then Young African Stars, we also know they are good on the ball. They are a well-settled squad. I think the starting lineup, as we can see now, only maybe one change from the previous game against Orlando Pirates. I think they are mostly the same squad that started the first match against Orlando Pirates in that 3-1 victory. Waiting for kickoff.
And as you said correctly, yes, there's one change to the Stars lineup, which is Dion Dennis will be coming off for Maharero in the central midfield, but everything stays the same for Stars.
Exactly.
And as we are almost for kickoff, it's an interesting thing because Young African in their first game, they played FC Ongos, they lost 2-0. African Stars are playing FC Ongos tomorrow, and they are playing Young African today. So these three teams have really touched each other. And as kickoff starts off, welcome live on One Africa and Go TV and on oneafrica.tv. Here is Young African already in the ascendancy, and the cross comes in. But a tame and wayward one that was.
I think the number 4 for Young African is Mayapa, Rocha Mayapa. I heard about an acquisition from South Africa, Orlando Pirates, and then we went to Mozambique somewhere, and then he signed up with Young African. I think this is number 4, Mayapa. Watch for Roger Mayapa. Maybe we don't know how skillful he is.
Here's Desiru. Martin. And unfortunately, Martin there suffering that unfortunate own goal. I mean, we couldn't fault him for much there. He was trying to get the ball out of the goal line, but it was ticked off officially as an own goal for Martin. He won't be doing much of that during the season. He's very commanding there, the number 4. And a shot, just testing the waters there, was the number 4 from South Africa, Majapa. One to watch there for Young African.
First shot in anger, just wanted to test the goalkeeper there.
Sticker to Martin. Stigak picking it up again. And you can see here the Red Army cheering on their captain, as always. Here's Maharero. Trying to find his striking partner up front, Peter Ernest Aduo. Here's Majapa finding a good pass to Piri. And the number 11 Piri not being able to mount a credible attack. Here's Joseph Lungu, one player that I've always, from the start of the season, being able to really give some credit to. This is a player to watch at left back. The crosses are really sharp from him, and the runs, defensively and offensively, are very calculated.
Yes, very good going forward, very good in defending, very good going forward, very good with his sweet left foot. Gorgeous crosses from the left there. Let's watch that.
Just a header on there, and young African have to make sure not to have a second chance for Stars, because they will take advantage of that. Here is the number 20. Kamarenbu on the right wing there for young African.
Yes, going past Lungu there, but couldn't beat the touchline. So goal kick to African Stars.
Missed touch there from Martin, but nothing doing, almost letting it go out. Here's Ngaruka. Maharero. Good awareness there to get the ball off to Martin. Almost in trouble. Stiga.
Out to Gwesi.
Kwesi here on the ball, working hard with Lungu on the left flank. And here is almost a good touch there from very underrated Kambatu. Here's Clifton Chahua with the free kick. Lofting it off into dangerous areas. And young African, this is not a team that Stars has scored many goals against, as Awilo is getting his first touch on the ball. My goodness, his first touch on the ball finds a beautiful through ball to Kambatu, who puts it into the box. And there was perhaps a handball or a foul from Kwesi, but that is probably deemed to be an offside. But again, Willie Stefanis having only one opportunity, this first touch on the ball, finding a beautiful through ball to Kambatu. A combination that this league has to watch out for.
You can say that again, Emmanuel. They are building a very, very good relationship. That is Awilo and Weturu Kambato.
Maharero finding Lungu. Just a miscontrol there, unsettling him, and allows young African to almost get a pass through. They have a second chance here. Here's the newly signed South African, Majapa. Stiga, he's to watch out, but he's strong. Kambatu.
Took his eyes off the ball there.
Sometimes that does happen in football. Can't happen very often here, but he is a player that likes the ball put into space rather than his feet.
Yeah.
The number 6, Clifton Chahua, maybe looking to thread a cross into the box, make it interesting for Desiro, choosing to be more clinical with the pass. Here's the number 10, Hage, putting that cross in and safely away from Garuka.
Beautiful free kick from the training field.
And as you watching the replay, they haven't mounted another attack, but again, Stars doing well defensively. A foul throw there from Stars. You don't see that very often. But maybe Stars want to be too in a hurry to show their strength to this young African team, who are actually playing quite comfortably.
Yes, young African look to be a good team when in possession of the ball, and even in out of possession, they are closing the gaps very good.
Moses passing it to Clifton. They might be looking for a foul. They're not given by the ref, and Stiga has opportunity to run with the ball. These are the dangerous moments for Stars. And you can see he was trying to find Awulo, the goalkeeper, Zambaha, making sure that Awilo is caught out. But here is Awilo again from Kambatu. The camera really needs to stay on this player because there's tricks and flicks that can come from him.
Action not to be missed.
Almost getting a quick interception there. The number 10, Hage, trying to have his flicks of his own.
Seems to be a good young player. This Hange. One to watch, I believe. He was good on the ball, wanting to take players on.
And Martin here has a lapse of concentration on the ball. Has mounted another opportunity here. Hange finding some fancy footwork with the stepovers, putting a cross in, almost finding Majapa, unable to get a shot off. Here's Stefanos. Almost finding Kambatu, but safely away from the defense of Young African. Almost an interception there. That's why the Red Army,
Crazy.
there was a junkie or a shibobo, whatever you call it, but the cross not finding the attacking players.
Gwesi, very good pass, going past his men there and then putting the ball in the box, trying to get Peter Duo, the striker, or either a Willow, but finding none.
That was just a replay of a very close interception that Awilo could have had against the number 20. And it's interesting how Maharero in our picture has come into the team. Dion Dennis was holding that position. Maybe Coach Kofi seeing something different to offer in this game.
Especially defensively, because Dion Chidumawe is not very much a defensive player, so maybe Young African, we saw something.
Stefanos with a chance. almost going out for a corner, but he gets it. Oh my goodness. Was he trying to trick him there? But the second opportunity comes in through as a throw-in. And as you can see in our picture, those two men are destined to have an assist or a goal amongst them. And here comes a duo trying
Awilo lost the ball there and decided I'm not going to lose the man as well. So took one for the team there. Fortunately, no yellow yet.
And unfortunately, Young African have not scored a goal so far. It's early days in the season. They had a 2-0 loss to Ongos. It was their home game, so Ongos winning away there. They would want to maybe have more shots on target. And here's Hange finding that pass. Oh my goodness. Missed opportunity there for Young African to get a lead into the game, but as the counter mounts for Stars, the Red Army was almost in fear of a 1-0.
The number 10, Bangura Hange, I mentioned earlier, is good in taking the men on, having an eye for the pass as well. We saw that for center forward there in the box, and then he passed it straight. It was just a miscontrol, unfortunate miscontrol. First touch from the attacker, otherwise it was a goal for Young African. Lucky escape for African Stars.
I mean, he could have taken it first time with his left foot.
Yeah.
Anything would have maybe put Desiro off his footing. He wanted to take a touch and he lost the opportunity. But yes, first, maybe you could call it first blood, is in the hands of Young African with that opportunity.
Very, very clear chance there. Should have taken that. The number 11, I think. Buto Piri. Buto Piri. Might be a Zimbabwean surname. Piri.
Good touches there. We will confirm.
Confusing jersey number there. Number 100, we don't have it on the, we must punish them.
It's very interesting to have 3 numbers on the back of your shirt. It's one that he may be requested for.
Yeah.
He's maybe 0 to 100 type of player.
Maybe they were fighting about the number 10, and then when number 10 went to Hange, he decided to take number 100.
Yes, Tiga. Tame pass there, but Maharero does well. Squeezy. Good with his left foot as well, fighting the header for a duo.
Could have done better. Peter Aduo.
He had the time. He was surrounded by the defensive line, but he was this could be mounted as a good chance for Stars there, but a half chance it would have to be called. Miscontrol there, really bad for Young African with Awilo on the ball, finding Kambatu. The cross always comes in. And good defensive header there from Pedro. The number 14.
What's the chance there, Emmanuel? Peter Adiwo should have lifted his head and played Kangaruka through, who overlapped it from the left blind side.
And unfortunately, the ball was passed to Stefanis, and Stefanis made a pass to Kambatu. But those chances cannot happen for Young African. It was a missed control from one of the players and allowed Stars to have that attack. That cannot happen often because Stars will take those opportunities. Maharero trying to chip the player to find Javera, but did not work. Foul on Majapa from Stiga.
Young African trying to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, because they are making beautiful passes, the inter passes from Majapa, the number 4, and then Hange. Trying to find Hange is the easiest route for them, as I see, because he can play the ball into the box for danger. Free kick to Young African. Might try one here. Not a bad distance for one who can hit them.
And they do want to mount more shots on goal. Here, Marapa and the number 12, Muja Moses. The number 12, Muja Moses here. Maybe he's the one to take it.
Very tame, very tame. Now a counter for African Stars.
Almost finding an interesting counter there for Stars. Peter Ernest Aduo. And he might have a little bit of a knock here. And he is going to have the referee come have a look. It's a knock that maybe did not need to happen in that counter.
If he had better control of the ball, because now the number 100 came and then tackled him and the ball, and then even lost the position because it's a Young African free kick.
Here's Kuto with the throw-in. Young African are really fighting here, and they mount another attack. Good turn, but very good defensive work. Needed defensive work from Stars. Hasty, because the attack was mounting.
Hasty defending, weaker right foot of Joseph Lungu. Yeah, anyway will do there.
If you are calling for the right foot from Lungu, then it must have been an emergency. Good chest there from the number 10, Hange. Here is the number 10, Hange. You need to watch him. He's really the danger man here. Stefanus fighting between two players. Oh my goodness. What else can he do? Please, there needs to be a camera on Willie Stefanus at all times. I do not mean to be biased, but this is football being played by that star man. But here's Young African again, mounting very smart attacks. They look like they're really here for the game. A cross comes in to the back post, but too much.
Battle being won in the middle field there. Sticker trying his best, but Young African, I think they are faster than him here. They need to get the ball down, get the ball to Sticker's feet so that they can start playing. For now, Young African rushing and winning every ball.
And this is what we said in the pre-game match build-up. Young African did not suffer many goals last season. 2 1-0 wins for African Stars. This is not a team that is going to lie down and get 3 or 4.
Unnecessary here from Maharero. A corner to Young African out of nothing. What if this get to be score?
Those are the types of mistakes that led to, and as you can see, Lungu at the front post really pushing on his players to say, guys, concentration is needed. This corner was not forced upon. Maharero making a bad pass, and
just a bad pass, unforced error.
If the corner is crafted well, it would mean a goal for Young African, who probably have been playing slightly better than Stars in this first 22 minutes.
Lucky escape here from African Stars again, an infringement by Young African attackers. Now we're have to chase.
This is Javera. Here he is again, the right back, finding Martin. These are the moments, miscontrol. These are the moments that led to a goal for Orlando Pirates. Desiro. The passes need to be correct. Of course, the ball is bobbling as you can see in the picture, but it is good conditions here. The pitch is in pristine conditions, so it is up to you as a player to make that pass correct.
I think this is an evenly balanced match now. No one dominating, nothing to write home about, apart from that chance for young African early in the half.
Here's Clifton Jahua. He's going to try and put it in the box again. His last free kick, he made a very smart pass to his number 10. As you can see, the dugout there for the Red Army. Looking slightly concerned of how things are going. Coach Kofi talked about it is a game of usual customers, usual business. He also said, in Rome, do what the Romans do. Prepare for a match, not as if the opponent is different. But this is a young African team that is fit, that is ready for the season. Just a high foot there from Kabatu. Quickly rubbed off there from the strong man, Clifton Jahua. Pedro Horongo taking this free kick, centre back. Too much.
High up into the box, catching practice for Desiro.
But Desiro has been the keeper that has worked more than his opposing goalkeeper Zambara, who is
again called in for match practice, just catching practice.
There he is in the picture right now. Hasn't touched the ball very often. That's a good sign for the head coach of Young African. Desiro is even showing signs of frustration. Stiga. Maybe he can take command.
The commander-in-chief, well in position.
Javera. It's maybe these, how can I call it, Manchester United, Andre Onana.
Oh, penalty.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness.
Should be penalty.
You could see it in your picture, ladies and gentlemen. We'll definitely have a replay for you. The referee is in our pictures. We had it on camera. And while I was talking about Desiro trying to be like Onana, there, right there, perhaps a handball. Everybody is looking at the referee, and Coach Kofi is going quite animated on the touchline as a substitution is being made. It is Maharero coming off for Owen Damasep. But my goodness, a penalty could have, should have maybe been given. And Coach Kofi is still very animated in his dugout.
We could see it clearly. We saw it in real time, and then we could see it clearly again in slow motion. But there is no VAR, unfortunately. No VAR. Penalty gone.
Maybe the Debmarine would want to look into VAR, but it is something that would come to the Namibian Premier League as a special treat. But Awilo putting the ball in, it was good, it was dangerous. But the men at the back post could not thread on the attack that was needed. Martin was there. Garuka was there. But nothing doing. Interesting moment there for Stars. Almost a penalty given.
Yeah, we unfortunately, as we said, there is no VAR, so penalty gone. Position now again for two African stars. Owen Damasep, as you mentioned earlier, Stephen Damasep, Owen Damasep, I think is Cosmos Indies Damasep's son. He is in here for Marrero. And it's a free kick in the middle of the field for African stars. Garuka put it in the box, looking for someone's header. Should be African stars corner. It is.
Kambatu is very well trained with these corners. These are the crosses that really put the rest of the log on notice. When those crosses come in, Stiga had a goal last season against Young African. He wants to do it again.
One of those long-range efforts from Stiga.
Almost reminds me of Steven Gerrard.
Yes, number 8 on the back as well.
Yeah. But I'm not a Liverpool supporter, so I would rather say Bruno Fernandes, number 8.
So one from Szoboszlai, Dominic Szoboszlai on Wednesday. Liverpool still, number 8 still.
Oh, well, they say he's the new coming of Steven Gerrard. It's too early. It's too early.
It's too early, really. Legends don't get compared to 2 weeks.
Yes. And as the last 2 or 3 minutes, African Star is really saying we need to put a foothold on this game. Kambatu has time to think. Beautiful tackle there from Clifton.
Shahua. Mayapa.
I must say, Mayapa is not really giving into the hustle and bustle of this game. Really calm customer here, the number 4 for Young African.
Yes.
When he's on the ball, he seems to be very comfortable.
Yeah, trying to be clever, trying to save his tank. Also, you don't know how much he's trained. With the sun here, out here in Olympia, you don't know. He's saving his tank, really. He's just going to play it when it is at his feet.
And the Red Army here asking for more, asking for more from their team. Beautiful scenes here at the Hage Geingob Stadium. If you are joining us live on oneafrica.tv and One Africa, please tell your friends and family, your football friends and family, we are live here at the Hage Geingob Stadium. Chahua just finding himself in trouble here with Kambatu, and Kambatu's pass has found Stefanus.
Attempted cross too high. Throw in on the other side, finding touch only instead of finding his man on the penalty box.
And as you can see there, Debmarine, Namibia, the proud sponsors of the Debmarine Premiership, they have made this happen. So thank you always to them.
"30 minutes played, still 0-0.
Here's Katu with the advancing throw-in. Katu again doesn't want to lose that ball there in that position with Stars players around him. Cleaned up well.
Managed to get it to his teammate.
A little bit of a high foot there from Damasep on Karumendu. Karumendu. Those are dangerous. The referee not deeming that to be a yellow card.
Lucky boy, when Damasep just came in. Should have been his first contribution to the game. Bet.
And these are the types of players, Damasep, coming into this game. It is a double header, so you will see many players being shuffled around with an opportunity here for Young African. My goodness, Disiru had to be on point. This number 11, or the second number 10, doing well on the right flank there for Young African. The ball putting into the box, finding Kambatu. Very interesting tackle there from Clifton Jaua, with Kambatu putting it back into the box, but that tackle was questionable.
Robust tackles flying in there. Sticker complaining to the referee. Should have been looked into, but the referee says no problem, play on. Should have been another penalty. Weturu was touched the ball first. Defender didn't touch the ball. Defender just went for Weturu. Why not? But we can't be biased.
You can be the judge at home if that was a penalty or not.
Seen them given.
Seen them given indeed. With Stars having another
Clay.
attacking. Maybe Lungu wants to go long. He's preparing for one of these Delap. I remember Delap from the Premier League, English Premier League. Stoke City with these long throw-ins. Oh, it's found its space, but nobody there for Stars.
Can be a counter.
Martin is really caught out of position here, and the number 10,
Benjamin.
Hange always putting some step-overs, losing the ball. The combination. Kambatu. The cross. The header out.
Dennis Adiwo's placement don't seem to be right.
Beautiful ball there from Majapa, finding the number 100. Can he put that cross in? He's done well. He has a second opportunity. Not being too hasty, making good ball retention here. Majapa with the shot. Oh, it's tame. But Dusiro is not happy.
The goalkeepers can't be happy with the men allowed to shoot. But the number 100, second number 10 as you said, because I think they had a fight about the number 10. They are skillful, both stocky. I think we are in for an exciting afternoon.
We have to give some credit to Ngaruka to stay with his man. He did lunge in for a tackle there, but he stayed with him. He needed to. And Kambatu just losing the ball there in what he wanted to deem as an attack. And it is a free kick, a goal kick for Young African. Good game here for the neutrals. Everybody watching at home on One Africa and oneafrica.tv. Good game for the neutrals, but for the Red Army of African Stars, slightly tense because Young African are really here to play. Clifton Chahua. Tamasep finding Stephanus. Tamasep again. Can he beat Clifton maybe? Very well done. Kambatu with the cross, but it was deemed offside.
Damasep didn't reach it in time according to the linesman. So it is a goal kick. But we all thought, even Coach Koff is animated. We all thought it's still in play. But yeah, he's the man who made us, and he says it's out.
It was a clever back heel there from the substitute. Damasep really has an opportunity to show his worth to the team in a substitute for Maharero that came off quite early.
A second time, I see a pass that should have gone to the left to Gwezi and Lungu there. Again, they are trying to play the right side. They should have played Gwezi. They can see what Gwezi is trying to do, because immediately the center forwards are having the ball is already on the byline, trying to get that ball for crosses.
And here is Lungu and passing the ball to Aduo. Kwezi. There's his pass. Trying to find Stephanus, but the ball does get cleared, but second opportunity, Lungu. Hard tackle there from Katu. And the two players are talking to each other there.
Very high, and the referee still decided to keep his tickets in the pocket. None given so far. Very stingy with his yellow cards, the referee.
I think he believes it's a hot day here at the Hagagengop Stadium, so he doesn't want to make the game too hot with yellow or red cards. No yellow cards, no cards shown so far in this game.
Just as closely contested as the first two games we set in the first round.
Here's Lungu with the free kick. He can find somebody, but finds Kambatu at the back post. Kambatu puts it back into Stefanos. Maybe Young Africa know about that combination between Stefanos and Kambatu. Close those two players out, as we said in the pre-match game. And then you might have a chance. A duo. Lungu.
Good touch from Shahuha there. Otherwise, he should have come to Weturu. Very good touch. Very important.
You can see the dugout of the Red Army. Just quite comfortable, but maybe just frustrated. It is a nice game for the neutrals. The neutrals are here. Football fans. We are using the Hagagengop Stadium as the rugby continues in France. It's an unfortunate result there for Namibia against Uruguay. But we must be proud of what our boys have done in the rugby. Have shown a good account of themselves.
Just a little disappointed because we expected much, a little, just in that Uruguay game. We wanted to take something out of that Uruguay game, so that's why the disappointment is. But the others was a tough group in any way.
We'll welcome them back with applause. And as a goal kick was supposed to be taken, the goalkeeper Zambara seems to have caught up with a little bit of cramp. And the medical team will have a look. But this Premiership season really looking juicy. Komas Nampo is really one to watch, as they have had 2 wins, beating Tigers on Thursday 2-1. And Orlando Pirates obviously losing their first game against Stars, giving themselves some credibility by beating FC Ongos yesterday. The other game, Life Fighters drawing 1-1 versus Mighty Gunners. And of course the other games today, UNAM versus Okarara, Young Warriors, Civics versus Young Brazilians, and Okahanja United versus Blue Waters.
So Komas Nampol having 2 wins now. With a away win against Young Brazilians, that was 2-0 in Keetmanshoop.
So those are the teams that you would have to really look out for. Jalinho, Sporting and Chula Chula won't be playing in the second round, but you know how it is. You could play a double header later on, and your fixtures will be tallied up accordingly. But as the game continues, with about 4 minutes with additional time, the game is still very hotly contested, with the danger man Hange finding Clifton Chahua, putting it in the box, finding a man, and the shot from Moses Muja, well off target.
A good midfielder's shot from the middle of the park. You have to hit them.
And the Red Army there watching good football here from both teams, it must be said. Stiga fighting hard, but this number 100 really doing well. We will get his name. We need to get his name from the officials downstairs. He's been putting on a show there on the right flank for Young African. Kwesi.
Not a good pass from Kwesi.
Crunching clearance there from Garuka, who I think is one of the strongest people on this pitch.
A no-nonsense defender. He does that very often. But he took the ball and then man. But then
as you can see right here, boom.
Nothing given. Only a throw in for Young African.
It's good to see the young 100 man still continuing the game. We want to see him play. And there he is, Majapa, the South African. He's on the floor there, maybe a tad hurt, but he has stood up, but the free kick has been given.
African Stars midfielders not willing to watch him play because he might be dangerous. He's an import from South Africa, as the number 4, which we mentioned, Majapa. So, with the ball at his feet.
Karumendu putting the ball in to the back post, but Javera doing well. And as you can see, Coach Marley from Young African standing up from his dugout, maybe licking his lips at what is transpiring here. Young African might want to take a point here, as we said in our pre-match game. As you saw last season, 2-1-0, only 1-0 victories from African Stars. So this team is not one to play with. And as you are seeing the replay, a chance almost mounted in the box for Young African again.
They can play. These Young African can play. The number 4, Majapa, the number 10, and the number 100. They are having an eye for the pass, and they can see their men. So African Stars have to be very aware of this.
How many minutes do I have? How many minutes do I have?
Here's Javera. Trying to find Adiwo safely away. Lungu. Looking for a pass here. These long balls are really not how Stars play. Willie Stefanus not having too much success in this first half.
Yeah, well set up this Young African. Not many forays for African Stars, as you mentioned. Maybe the free kick this time will do.
And it's really in a position where Stefanus will have to think. Martin is standing with him about a cross or a shot. It's one of the two. He will have to be sneaky if he wants to find a pass. But he's giving it to Martin, who's going to take a shot. Oh! Good save there from Zambara.
Yeah, that's very excellent free kick from Emilio Martins. Good save, equally good save from the goalkeeper. Throw in to African Stars.
The throw in comes in, almost finding a duo. And I do believe it has been given as an offside. And in the closing stages of this game,
Is it gonna be 4 minutes of additional time?
Assistant referees at the touchline will confirm how many minutes will be added on. But in our picture there, just the number 4 from South Africa, Majapa, really understanding football well. Really working well in that midfield. He's essentially alone there because he's number 10. Hange is playing on the left. And of course the number 20, Karumendu, defensive midfielder for Young African. And Moses Muja, the number 12, now thinking about how he can close off this first half with this dangerous free kick. Coach Kofi not liking this.
Instruction from the bench. Yeah, Young African bench is put it in a box.
Puts it in. A little bit selfish there, but he wanted to give it a try.
A try he did give it, but straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunately. And you won't beat D0 with those.
Martin. Clever. Javera maybe could have done more to get that ball. Kambatu putting it back into the box, but safely in the hands of Zambara. And it has been 4 minutes added on time, so we are waiting for the referee's discretion to end the game. I can confirm it has been 4 minutes added on. If you are watching live on One Africa, welcome. If you are watching live on oneafrica.tv, welcome to you too. A chance.
Good defending again from Garuka.
Because Martin was caught in no man's land there, trying to clear the ball, but as you can see, he kicked air. And Piri, the number 11, almost finding an opportunity to toe poke his opportunity to go. And there you have it, halftime in a hotly contested game.
Frustration for the Red Army. Their team is not having it all their own. African Stars very frustrated. Young African giving as much as they are getting, playing the ball very well on the ground, having little cheeky passes together. They should be satisfied more with this 0-0 scoreline.
And with that, we will be joined shortly in our halftime talk.
High Economic Intelligence is an independent research entity specializing in economic and financial services. To find out more about our services, contact us at 061307728 or visit our website at www.hey.com.na.
I don't want to make a comment. I want you to speak. I want the lead commentator to start off this conversation. Emmanuel.
Are you swinging it to me in frustration of what you've seen? Because African Stars could maybe say there were slight frustrations in this game. We said in the pre-match build-up, Young African have only suffered 2 goals in total from African Stars. Last season, 1-0, 1-0.
Right.
What we can say from those 2 games is that this is a young African team that doesn't really give up too many goals.
100%.
Unfortunately, they did lose their first game 2-0 to Ongos FC, who African Stars are playing tomorrow.
Right. That's the plot.
That's the
That's
plot.
the plot twist.
There's so many twists in these things.
Yeah, right.
But in this first 45 minutes, we have probably seen a young African team that has had more opportunities than our champions. And that is very interesting for Coach Kofi to go into the halftime team talk. Is he going to be aggressive? Is he going to reassure his players? Interesting, very interesting.
No, from my stance, especially because of what I think you and I have had the same thought throughout this first half. But what I was almost shocked to, what took my focus, is that I realized, okay, it's one of 2 things. It's either Young African is giving African Stars a game to fight for, or African Stars is playing a Young African game. Now, what I'm saying is probably maybe, how to call it, I don't want to sort of demean or put down a team per se, but I am asking a question. Is it that our stars are playing a Young African game to play at their level? Because I do know that I feel like the aggression of Stars is that the intensity of the teams are playing at the same level compared to how Stars played last week. 2 weekends ago. They were eating it up, but they're sort of playing the game now. I think either are they trying to test the young African team? It's like I'm curious to understand, because even the boys are calm on the field, So you go in now. It's your turn. You say something.
I believe you said it correctly there in the beginning.
But let me cut you off.
Go ahead.
Before we get into this, I want to actually first go back to the highlights.
Okay.
Let me go back to the highlights. We just have a recap of what happened, and then we come back to the conversation. Over to the highlights. And so,
and as you can see, and as you can just see from these highlights, you said it correctly. African Stars have actually been playing into the hands of Young African. There was that penalty there that we asked the viewers at home, did you deem that to be a penalty? It looked very sketchy. The ref did not give that. But it's almost a thing of having more highlights for Young African than African Stars. And Kambatu, definitely one of these players with Awilo not having too much of ascendancy in the game. And there we have the danger man for Young African on the right flank. You see, putting Garuka on the floor like that. Those things don't really happen very often. Having time in the box. So to answer your question, Penny, yes, African Stars have been playing into Young Africans' hands. African Stars have not been playing to their championship level. Awilo hasn't had many opportunities. Kambatu, while he has touched the ball, crunching tackle there from Garuka. While Kambatu has touched the ball, he hasn't been able to put in those crosses. With Kwesi and Aduo not combining too well in the final third as well. Of course, Maharero came off for Damasep. Damasep, you can see there just making that foul. But first 45 minutes was very interesting. Coach Kofi is not happy. He would not be a happy man. He would want his star players to come out and say, we are the champions. One very good opportunity as a free kick there from Martin. Made a good save, but there, that number 4 for Young African, Majapa from South Africa, really the orchestrator in the midfield. You can see Martin uncharacteristically making defensive errors like that. Garuka had to save him. These are the highlights that Young African have mounted in the first 45 minutes. Very interesting to see what happens in the second half.
It is a conversation to have. And we spoke earlier, we spoke about the fact that there are two different dynamics. It's the top dogs with the second bottom dogs.
Yes.
And like you said, I guess you concur that I do feel a little bit that our stars are playing, a Young African game. But it's also a bit debatable, because is it that it is the fact, or is it that a Young African actually came with something to give? And you saying Coach Coffey will not be happy, I guess maybe yes, in the flaws that you've also just highlighted right now. I guess it's that leakage, but what is causing the leakage? Because we are comparing our stars to their previous match against Orlando Pirates. It's a very strong team. Comparing to the history of comparing Young African to Orlando Pirates, we're talking about a team to actually be ready for, right? But Orlando Pirates, they didn't have these little slip-ups these little things that you're referring to, and I can see it in the dynamic of the match. So my question is, what does that mean for the Stars in the second half? The tone has sort of been set in how they've started, and like we said 2 weekends ago, the first 10 to 20 minutes are important. What is your say in this? What is your say?
I believe the next 45 minutes in totality is going to be important, because during Orlando Pirates game, the game was already 2-1.
Right?
To Stars.
Right.
While you could say it was a derby and Orlando Pirates is more of a formidable team than Young African. Young African has 0 points sitting at the bottom of the log. The game was kind of already initialized, and it needed to be confirmed in the next 10 minutes of the second half of that game.
Exactly.
In this game, I believe Young African are not going anywhere.
Okay.
They're going to stay alert for the entire 45 minutes.
Okay.
Their coach Marley has is probably telling them right now, guys, there's an opportunity here to take points from Stars. So very interesting in the second half.
I have to, let's go to a quick commercial break. The team is about to get back on field, and I think we'll probably have to pick this up after the match. But on that note, I will hold you to it. We'll come back and decipher. So let's go back to a commercial break. Am I going to come back on after the commercial break, or going to go straight to the match?
High Economic Intelligence is an independent research entity specializing in economic and financial services. To find out more about our services, contact us at 061-307-7228 or visit our website at www.hey.com.na.
Can Emmanuel go back to his chair?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was myself and Penny doing the halftime analysis of this game, and rightfully so. African Stars are playing into the hands of Young African. And Young African finished the league table in 9th last season. This is a team that will not go away lightly, and in this second half it will be very interesting to see how African Stars really have the ascendancy and command their championship status to get the 3 points in the bag. As you know, Komas Nampo has 6 points on the log. They are number 1 as it stands. So Stars do not want to get a draw. So welcome back everybody on One Africa and those watching on oneafrica.tv. The second half between African Stars and Young African has begun. Zico, it's tense. It's going to be tense until the end of this game.
Very tough match, very enjoyable for the neutral, very tense for the African Stars because this is their home game. They want to keep pace with the Commerce Nampol, so it's not an easy match. Young African giving it their all. Young African not just gonna roll over. They want to play. They want to make a match out of it. So already now on the ball, Young African fighting for the ball. Really, this Young African fighting for every ball. Young boys fit. Look at this number 15, Peter Adiwa. I thought he will not come out for the second half. Not fighting for the ball, not controlling and holding it up for the midfielders to come and support him. I don't know why he's being kept on the field to play. Might be bringing in Salazar or even Juja to replace Peter Adiwa. But then still being given a few minutes of the second half, I think. Let's wait and see. Free kick for Lungu, African Stars. Owen Damasep with a foul. Young African to clear it from their half.
And as you said rightfully, maybe an opportunity for Coach Kofi to change it up in the attacking third. Juja is a seasoned starter for Stars. Juja even scoring in their last game against Orlando Pirates late, but scoring nonetheless. His control might be needed in a game like this that's closely in the balance. Willie Stefanos, he likes that, but he likes this top corner here at the Hagegegom Stadium.
Yeah.
Interesting tackle there from both players. And it has been given to Stars with the young African player, Piri, feeling the brunt of that tackle.
Really on the tough here, waiting for Matic. But then he's up on his feet again. Walking gingerly, African Stars on with it. Sticker in the middle. Out to Javera. We're Turu now. Javera back to his goalkeeper. Goalkeeper should be alert at all times. He's just relaxed. He knows this pitch, but still relaxed, and then he just cleared it out for a young African free throw-in.
No changes here for both teams. Obviously, Damasep coming in for Maharero in the first 10 minutes of the first half. Only change so far. But these two teams are looking at each other to say, hey, who is the best African? African Stars or Young African?
Yeah.
Damasep. Maybe it's his opportunity now to put in the cross. He does put in the cross. It's interesting. Here's Kwesi, makes it down for Sticker. And Willie Stefanes! It went in. It's a goal.
Goal for African Stars. Awilo again. He can't stop scoring. This man can't stop scoring. It was first a chance for Kwesi. Should have hit it with his left, and then he miscontrolled, and then he used his head, and then it laid it back to Awilo. Awilo just took that shot. But good work from Owen Damasep. Good job from Owen Damasep on the right, and then he brought in that cross. Clever.
It was a mistimed header from the number 5, Kuto, who jumped too early. The ball bounced to Kwesi, who did well to compose himself, put the pass to Sticker. Sticker found Willie Stefanes, and Stefanes did what he always does. You see, he was trying to get the flight of the ball. Kwesi controlled himself, passed it to Kambatu. Oh my goodness, it's Kambatu, not Sticker. The combination works again between those two. Another assist for Kambatu.
Meanwhile, a corner for Young African.
And as we said in the halftime talk, Penny was trying to tell me maybe something would happen in the first 10 minutes of the game. And it has happened. So Penny, I owe you a $5 on that bet. The first 5 minutes of the game. But the corner does come in for Young African. They know now that Stars have awakened. And Clifton Chahua doing well. Stiga. Offside there from Kwesi.
Kwesi, the way he ran, he can see the whole pitch in front of him. He can play himself on and then just wait for the pass. It was open on that right hand side.
But there we have it. Another goal from Willie Stefanes. He has 3 so far in this Debmarine Premiership this season. And another assist for Kambatu. The combination has worked again between those two. Kambatu now with 3 assists for this season. And the Red Army has now
settled their nerves now. A little bit excited. They were very stressed during halftime. Now they can take their sips.
It really looks like African Stars have said, guys, we are the champions. Let's play like champions. Kwesi turning his defender inside out, putting the cross in. He's been doing well, Kwesi. Kambatu. Just a little dink. Not getting that second pass. He does get it again. Loses it again. Then Damasep. Damasep doing well. Good ball retention.
Damasep now getting into the game. He went in late in the second half and then he couldn't settle. I thought, why didn't he bring in Dion Chidumawe? But now he settled. He brought in that cross for the goal and then he's fighting for every ball here now. Maybe it's time now for him to settle and also raise up his hand and say, why not start me in the second match?
These players will have to be rotated in this double header. Scorching heat here at the Hage Geingob Stadium in Windhoek in general. So many games being played, many minutes to share around the team. Oh my goodness, what a highlight. What a highlight from the number 14, Pedro Hurungo, who made an agro defensive
double kick in the box
clearance. Almost falling on his head. He's okay, he's okay. But another attack, Kwesi putting the cross in. Safely in the hands of Zambara. And we could see Coach Kofi really putting up his hands and saying, fight. Opportunity here for Young African. Shot, wide.
Emilio Martins went for the ball there. Centre back went to the right and then he just threw himself on the ground, on the turf. maybe to win a free kick, risky. The referee didn't blow. Fury went on goal, and then unfortunately miscued over the bar.
The ball just bouncing there before he took that shot. But we've seen Martin in compromising positions throughout this game. He's not really one to be compromised. Stefanus,
Giving it a chase. Isn't this number 100 wins?
What number is not there? Desiru here, comfortable.
This is amateurish. Number 15 not on the team sheet. Maybe having another number here registered. I don't know why.
Here's Garuga. And Desiru really playing like Andre Onana from Manchester United as a sweeper keeper. He wants to have some touches on the ball. Must not find himself in trouble. As young African, though they have conceded, they might still think that they are in this game. Kambatu. Good tackle there, but a foul against Stars, or for Stars, still to be confirmed. The referee is giving it 2 Stars. A little bit of a 2-foot tackle there from the player nonetheless. So a free kick in a corner-like position for African Stars.
Expecting Peter Aduo, the number 15 for African Stars, the striker from Ghana, to go for these headers. I think he's good on that. Scored 1 in South Africa against Port Dynamus. Beautiful header. He should go for this.
Stefanus?
Too much on it. Too much on it. The combination here, trying to work something out from the training field, and then when it came to Willow, it's too hard, too high for everybody.
Chua putting it up in clearance. Here he is again, Clifton. Finding Piri. Chevera. Desiru. I mean, wasted. The ball was passed to him for a proper clearance, but given back in the means of a throw-in to young African. Stiga. Easy interception there. And interception of his own.
Yeah, trying to find Gwezi, but Gwezi then while waiting for the ball was cut off here by Clifton Shauha. Good left back, that number 6, Clifton Shauha also.
Seems to be very has a good head on his shoulder, the number 6 left back for young African. Away from Lungu, and he's complaining with his players. Pick up the ascendancy. Kuto with the long throw in. Here he is again. What is he thinking about? Passes it to his danger man. The danger man doesn't put it in correctly. Cleared away. Miscontrol there from Aduo. Does have another opportunity, but impeded the back of the head.
As I see a substitution looming here, I think Peter Aduo will give space for Juja. No, he took off Gwezi. Is he taking off Gwezi?
As we see in our pictures, Juja is being prepared. As you can see, the number of the substitute is 15, as you pointed out, Zico, correctly.
Yeah.
Adiwo will be leaving the pitch very shortly for Juja.
Really didn't offer much, this Peter Dio. Expected a lot from him, but not today. Maybe he'll give me that tomorrow. Junja, a very dangerous player with the ball at his feet. Strong when we hit them very strong. Also good in running late into making those late runs into the box. Corner for Young African.
Corner comes in and tried to flick it on, and the flick on mounts into a shot, but safely blocked. Kwesi comes away with the pass. Stefanus, too much for him. And as we see in the replay, shot was blocked by Martin.
I think Kwesi, it was a good pass that was supposed to find Awilo, but Kwesi was just rushing it, I think. He should have played it to Awilo's feet. Awilo cannot run for through passes. Age is not on his side, but experience is. So play it to his feet, and then come, you young men, come for the pass, return pass.
And as we see the substitution, one thing about Juja that's very interesting, I've never seen this in the world game, is that he's very good with his chest control. When the ball gets to his chest, and the ball is in flight, he always uses his chest very well to mitigate the direction in which he wants the ball to go. So watch out for that. And as the ball is in the air for Juja, see how he controls the ball, always puts it down and finds his man as he just done. Here he is again, Juja Joseph. The through ball. Safely away from Pedro Urongo.
Juja putting his body well between himself and the ball and the opponent. His body between ball and opponent. That is a good attribute of a footballer.
Now picture there the number 14, Pedro Uongo, who had an interesting agro defensive clearance. The Red Army there cheering on the dugout. Very close to the dugout there. Lungu with a very good cross in. Almost finding Juja, as we have just mentioned.
Gorgeous cross from Lungu. Thought it was going out, and then he just caught it properly. And then the cross came. I don't know why Juja didn't get that ball, really.
Hey! Well done there from Kwesi, but Stiga
Caught in
being
possession.
caught in
waiting for the
position.
pass.
Karumendu finding Clifton Chuhua. Karumendu putting the ball in there, but well done again from Javera. And two substitutions for Young African. We can confirm that the number 27, Vieira, is coming onto the pitch for Moses Muja. And the new man, Majapa, coming off for the number 8. We'll confirm his name shortly. But as the ball...
Good header from Junja. Still from the defender. The defender thought it's a comfortable header out, but then Juja came just in front of him.
Juja's aerial ability is really one to watch. If the ball is in the air and it comes to him, he's going to make something of it. He always has his eye on the ball, always calling for his teammates to find him aerially. And maybe that's the outlet that Stars needed in this game. Oh, he almost had a very good on flick on there, Juja. Joseph Juja, coming from Comoros. Ball lofted in. Young African really want to get an equalizing goal here. Oh, beautiful turn from the substitute number 8 who just came on. Puts the ball into the box. The player has found space and the referee is being asked to have a look at that.
Again,
And the replay,
African Stars not holding out onto the ball at any moment here. Young African asking for a penalty. Maybe if we had to VAR, it should have been checked also.
and with that,
it was cut off.
Javera has the opportunity to run. It's Kambatu finding Willie Stefanos. My goodness. No, yes. Again and again and again. Kambatu to Willie Stefanos always works. Once again.
This Kambato and Willie Stefanes, they are gonna kill teams. That combination, well to watch. Kambato ran with that ball almost from his own half, ran it, made dummy passes as if he's gonna pass to Junja because he had two very good options. Junja on the right, Awilo to the left, and then he trusted Awilo more, and then he, as we said, the combination. Awilo put it away.
I mean, Young African were about to have maybe a penalty awarded to them. VAR might have had another thing to say about that, but it was Javera that broke with the ball, passed the ball to Kambatu. And when Kambatu has the ball, you know he's looking for one man. He's looking for Willie Stefanos.
This was a very good moment for African Stars to score. Almost Young African was on the up. They were chasing that equalizer, and the crowd was excited also. The neutrals were excited here, but then just that counter from Weturu Kambato, and everything is settled now, I think.
4 goals now for Willie Stefanos and 4 assists for Kambatu. What can you say? The game is almost now confirmed as 3 points for the champions.
Or is it too early maybe? Maybe too early. Just 20 minutes played in the second half, 25 minutes still to come. I can confirm for you, Emmanuel, the number 27 is Kadongominya, is Mali Gardemo, Coach Mali Gardemo's son, biological son. And he's showing good attributes. In the middle there is, he's having a good touch on the ball, good vision. Together with the number 8, with which he came on.
Yes.
You saw the number 8, how skillful he is also.
And the number 27, he has the name of Vieira in his name.
Yes.
So I will continue to call him Vieira. I will not say Patrick for Arsenal supporters, but maybe disappointing there for Coach Mali. The team of Young African were in the final third of Stars for a good portion of 2 minutes, even trying to get a penalty, and then suffering almost a confirming 3-point goal from Willie Awilo Stefanos. It's a hard one to take, but we can say Young African have shown some proud moments in this game. The trickery still continues. Katu, too quick with the throw in, and it has been deemed as a foul throw. Very frustrating for the coach of Young African. Foul throws are just something that cannot happen.
And it is, as you said, it's very frustrating for Coach Mali Garidemo of Young African, because the team was in ascendancy, and then boom, all of a sudden, counter-attack, goal conceded, 2-goal cushion now for African Stars, which is very, very difficult to catch if you are Young African.
And Young African now suffering what seems to be 2 losses in their first 2 games. It is a team that knows how to play football, but unfortunately that scoring touch is not one that they have early on in the season.
Stray pass from Lungu, trying to find Awilo, but Awilo won't chase that, he's not that fit. Play to his feet, he'll give you the goals. That is Awilo Stefanos. Right.
Tackle on Martin there. Very uncomfortable for him, the tall man.
up on his feet. The two team doctors have to come back halfway.
Martin is a strong, very bony customer. If you knock him, you'll probably get, if you tackle him, you'll probably get more sore than him. But a calming breath of fresh air has run through the African Stars dugout and the team, knowing now that they are 2 goals ahead in this first game at the Hage Geingob Stadium for the doubleheader, and very animated there from the assistant coach Hartman, really shouting to the assistant referees. You can see him now in the picture with the blue cap as Kwesi just turns his play inside out.
Willa, you should have come for the pass. That was almost gone. Vieira, Kadongominya, Malisan with a stray pass. Couldn't find his man, only could find touch. Goal kick, African Stars.
And once again, if you are watching live, welcome to this championship, the Debmarine Premiership, African Stars versus Young African. 2 goals to the good for the champions. Watching live on One Africa and oneafrica.tv. Please tell your football friends and family to tune in. We will be here live tomorrow as well, as Kambatu gets another chance, but away for a corner. We will be live again for African Stars versus Ongos FC. And that will be one to watch. Same time tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Same time, same place. Same time, same place.
Same time, same place. Here at the Hage Geingob Stadium. If you are here in Windhoek, make sure to come out tomorrow, 4 o'clock at the Hage Geingob Stadium. 50 Namibian dollars at the gate. Here's Hange, the number 10, always one to look out for. He has now opportunity, but muscled off from Javera.
Another counter almost. And then Chauha had to cut that one off. Had to be perfect with her timing because it was gone.
My apologies, that was Garuka. You can see Garuka by the types of challenges he gets involved in.
No nonsense defender.
Kambatu, Juja, Ehe, small touches. 3 players around him. Loses the ball, unfortunately. Here's Vieira. Lungu. Kwesi.
Good boy, this Kwesi also. Good on the ball.
Juja trying to find Javera.
Javera was not even running to get to the ball. He was just waiting for that tackle so that he can get that free kick. Is he out of steam or what?
We call him slow poison. Players that are fast, but they're also slow, but they're also fast. Javera there, slow poison. But it is a throw-in to Stars. Juja.
Poor control from Juja. Goal kick, Young African. They have to chase the game now.
Risky there, but safely. Here's the new man substitute, finding Katu. And perhaps in the second half, our danger man of the first half, the second number 10, maybe not finding too many touches.
Yeah.
In the second half, maybe a substitution will be mounting for him or another player of Young Africa.
Yeah, not getting to the passes anymore as he was in the first half.
And I do believe he is the player that is going to be substituted, the number 100. Oh, I believe they are. Yes, it will be.
Yes. The 2 zeros there.
And it is the number 9, Martin Jims, coming on. This is the call for action for Young African. They have not scored a goal this season. It's only been 2 games, but they haven't scored a goal yet. So Jims, Martin Jims coming on, the number 9. Maybe he will be the man to close off the game. He now in our picture there, Martin Jims.
Foul by Owen Damasep. Free kick, Young African. One to launch one in the box now. Desperate times for Young African. Some long launches into the box. So he did.
Trying to find the man at the back post. Not finding him.
Sticker was not supposed to do that again. Was that? What was that? It was very risky. Should have been a penalty as well on another day.
Damasep not getting the ball, but he does get it again. Maybe no, it doesn't. It finds Kambatu. Kambatu puts the ball in Damasep.
Damasep.
Maybe another opportunity, but
was not expecting that one.
Stiga cleaning up very well. Juja.
Could have
Losing
played the ball back.
Stiga. Martin. Disiro. Garuka. And it was the wing play again from African Stars that gets this game. Kambatu almost. Damasep with a long lunging challenge. Damasep again.
Fighting for everything. This is Damasep now.
Really
See,
fighting
he won
for his
position
position.
back.
Unfortunately, he's left on the ground, but here Kwesi has the left foot to took a shot. Why? Why so tame?
Tame at the goalkeeper instead of trying to find where to Kambatu on the far side.
Damasep is still on the ground, and as a cross comes in, beautiful timing tackle there from Slow Poison Javera. Very good there. Damasep is up. He wants this.
A better pass to the man in better position, but still tried to get glory for himself. Owen Damasep off the turf, thought he's injured, and then he went up and then he really went for it again. Unfortunately, very hard shot, but over the bar.
I've just heard from Penny that she predicts African Stars will score again, so I will hold that to her. We will, of course, tune in at the end of the game to see who's going to give who. But Damasep, really Owen Damasep coming into the game early in the second half has been pushing and really fighting for every single ball. He unfortunately has found himself in a little bit of trouble. He almost had a chance with the shot now, but he is a fighter.
I see the young African bench. I see very strong men at that bench there. Former players, all former hard tackling, no nonsense defenders, and at times midfielders as well. Hartman Toromba, I see him there. Stephen Shimbinai Baiza, I see him there, and then the owner Mali Garidemo. Those are very, very hard guys, no nonsense. They taking no prisoners.
And while this game has been tough, no yellow cards yet from the referee. It's been a good game of football. But Stars are just champions. When they put on the ascendancy, they are prone to score, and it's almost a betting favorite that Willie Stefanos will be on the team sheet at the end of the game. He has a brace so far, 2 assists, 2. assists from Kambatu. That combination has worked well once again. Ongos FC are really looking at this game, wondering how they can close down those two players. That's unnecessary, very unnecessary. The young African player, as you can see, yes, this replay will be very interesting, ladies and gentlemen.
The ball was already out. He kicked it at the bench.
He kicked it into the bench of, and as you can see in that
someone's
replay,
head,
my goodness,
straight at someone's head who was on the bench.
that is very unnecessary from that young African player. We have it on replay in full view. It was the number 17. We do not have his name here, but as you can see, kicking the ball into the dugout of African Stars, fully unnecessary, injuring a player because that ball was a straight shot to the head. And the medical team in this entire stadium has come down to this player. You can see it again in the replay. I do not want to see things like this.
I see the bench, as I said, they were taking no prisoners when they in their playing days. Stephen Chimbinai Baisa was clapping for that boy for a job well done when he kicked that ball into the bench.
But that's really unnecessary, really unsportsman
Yeah.
play. As you can see, hopefully, thankfully, the player is, the African Stars bench player is fine. He is conscious. But my goodness, that will be one for the highlight reel. But football-wise, Young African are losing 2-0. Luckily, no yellow cards were shown there. I believe there must have been a yellow card shown to the number 17. We'll confirm that.
That was nothing shown.
But wow, no card shown for that. Two substitutions here, as you can see in our picture. Jackson Johannes and Okolo. Michael Okolo coming on. It is time for fresh legs, as it is a double header. We will be here tomorrow again for the game versus Ongos FC.
So Jackson Johannes Ofia obviously coming on at the left, on the left back here. I don't know, maybe Lungu or Gwezi, someone will go off there. And then Okolo maybe might come in for Captain Sticker.
And that is Lungu coming off, and Kwezi. Kwezi has done well. He's touched the ball cleverly. He was involved in the first goal. He had a calm head to make the pass to Kambatu, who made the pass to Willie Stefanos.
Very, very good young lad. Very gorgeous left foot. He is one for the future.
So in our picture now, the number 26, Michael Okolo. Let's see what he can bring to the team, as well as the Jackson Johannes, another left-footed left back. He will slot in comfortably. We've seen him before, Jackson Johannes. Here is
one to chase for our number 10 here from Young African, but couldn't reach that. Short legs, and deep into the second half, we won't get there.
Still no opportunity for the number 9 Martin Jims, who has come on. He did have a little bit of a chance there, but Javera caught him out at the far post. Timely interception. That was his only involvement in the game so far, the number 9 for Young African. As their scoring boots in the beginning of this season are just not laced up yet.
Junja not fighting. This calls for hard now. This is gonna be a very hard game. You should have hard. You should have fight to every ball. Not allowing this Young African to dominate you.
There's Damasep. Oh, he's fighting. Stiga would like that from his players. Fight. Stiga. There he is again. Kabatu. Headed. Chance. Stefanos. If he scored again.
Almost a hat-trick. Almost a hat-trick.
Almost a hat-trick of combinations between the two players.
Yes, same assister, same scorer.
What's going on with those two guys? Those guys, do they... Same WhatsApp group. Kambatu and Willie Stefanos. And it's very important that Ongos FC representatives are here or watching live to understand the dynamic of that combination.
Surely they are here.
Formerly known as Tura Magic, Ongos FC.
Always a good football playing team.
Hannes. He wants to put on a show now. When the game is done, the chicks come out to play. Chuja.
Team. Ambitious. Not good enough.
Another substitution for young African, the number 11 Piri, coming off for the number 15 Urumena. So Piri, the left winger, coming off for another left winger, the number 15 Urumena.
Is that awkward bounce of the ball? Okolo sticking in his leg there.
Martin Jims trying to create something, and he's created a corner.
Yes, good pressure from Jims, the number 9 who just came on. He came on and then he's giving pressure really, he's giving his all, he's trying to run, maybe that is what he was brought on for. Run those defenders, put them under pressure to make mistakes. Don't let them be comfortable.
Just apologies with our timing and our score sheet. It is 2-0 to African Stars. And it is around 30 minutes in the second half. But Juja finding Damasep. He has time to think. Just must control. Young man.
And he had time. He had time.
All smiles around. He has a good portion of this game to show his worth after coming on in the early stages of the first half for Maharero.
Pass. Yes.
Juja. Damasep. Kambato.
Someone for the cross. Someone for
Damasep.
the cross. Someone
The
for
cross.
the cross. Team at the goalkeeper. Sitat Lex.
This is probably the most minutes Damasep has had in his African Stars career.
Yeah, seriously.
So he needs to be more composed with the ball in advancing positions like that. Okolo. Stefanos. Garuka.
Overlapping.
Will he score? Will he pass? Aye. What it would be for Garuka to get himself on the score sheet.
Might one day go for a corner or a free kick, but this open play. You know.
He had to make the pass to Kambatu. Kambatu just tackled off the ball. Good pressure there from Damasep. Katuo. Apologies. Juja. Always calm. Javera.
Young African have to chase now. African Stars trying to calm the game down.
And once again, thank you for tuning in live on One Africa and on oneafrica.tv. We will be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the game against African Stars versus Ongos FC. This is a double header of football.
Is it safe to say 3 points for African Stars? Emmanuel corner, Weturu Kambato to take the corner for African Stars deep into the second half.
And they will go top because of goal difference against the Comas Nampo. Cross comes in. Second opportunity maybe, but Urumena, the substitute,
should have played the pass already.
He still has the ball. This is the substitute number 15 coming on for Piri. He passes it now to the number 8. Urumena has the chance to cross. Second opportunity.
Bite of the cherry.
Puts it in. And that is why perhaps Young African do not have a goal on their tally yet in the season. The Red Army
asking more of their supporters here. Fellow supporters, why are you quiet? We are comfortable. We are comfortably taking these 3 points. The Red Army is asking more from their fellows.
It's a good Saturday for football here at the Hage Geingob Stadium. And we can say that the other games, Okahanja United versus Blue Waters, it'll be interesting to see what Blue Waters do there, as they are third in the log. Unam versus Okakarara Young Warriors is about to finish, as well as Civics versus Young Brazilians. We should have maybe those results for you just before this game ends, just to see how we go into tomorrow's game, to see where these teams are in the log. But of course, with 6 points, Disiru had to be awake, and he got a little bit of a knock there, as you can see in the replay. Just a little bit of an opportunity. Look at the flick on there from Martin Jims. And Disiru might have gotten a clip from Urumena, who jumped over him.
And maybe Urumena, the number 15, was a little naughty there. Didn't he touch the goalie? Sometimes it's unnecessary to go for the ball which is already caught by the goalkeeper, but then you go just because you are naughty, just because you want to hurt someone. I think that's what happened here. And the young African bench, they urge their players on. When they are being naughty like this, they clap on, they applaud them. I don't know, that's what they train at home.
Young African remind me of a Stoke City. A rainy day at Stoke City.
Rainy day at Stoke City. Delap on the throw in, the towel, wiping the ball off. Proper. That was a proper corner.
Those were the years of Stoke City, who play similarly to Young African. Very die-hard players, die-hard coaching staff, who will not give anything up.
Reminds me of their playing days. Steven Baiza, Mali Garidemo, Hardman Toromba. Imagine, those were household names.
But unfortunately for them, class has shined through the clouds. And African Stars have put a 2-0 scoreline on this game. Almost a little bit tricky there from Garuka, almost losing the ball in the box, but safely away, finds Stefanis. I love those back heels. I love that stuff. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, and he knows the time. This is the right time to do that. 2-0 in the lead. A minute or so left of the referee's normal time before we get to see the optional time. Young African with the ball. Trying to get something. Just the goal, but too hasty.
Stefanus finding Juja. Juja with space and time to think. Take a shot. Finding Kambatu. Stefanus. Kambatu.
Trying to do too much, Kambato.
Good interception there from Garuka Damasep. Again in a crunching tackle, but he's up. Hange finding Vieira. That was not the pass to look for. Jackson Johannes out.
Should have been offside, Garuka, Turu Kambato.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is 3 points for African Stars. As you can hear, the Red Army are applauding their team for what is maybe not a comfortable 3 points, but at the end of the day, a comfortable 3 points for the champions.
At the end, as you alluded to, Emmanuel, a really comfortable 2-0 victory. But the game itself and the scoreline, maybe the outcome should be different as well. A few penalty shouts for African Stars, one here for Young African as well. A good match for Saturday, as you said. Very good match for Saturday. Good account of themselves that the Young African are giving here. They are a team to be reckoned with this season. But then the experience, I say always, experience of Awilo is taking Stars through barriers here. Where Turu Kambato's combination with Awilo, worth a mention. And African Stars experience also, you saw the Young African was attacking, and then boom, Turu Kambato just got that ball, made use of it properly in 2-0 African Stars.
And that's how the game goes. While you are in attack, you must be careful for what could happen in the counter, and that's how Stars have killed the game for Young African. And just while we just see the players coming off of the pitch, sportsmanship all around. There was a moment of a ball being kicked in the dugout of Stars. We don't want to see that, but sportsmanship all around for a good Saturday game.
Got you. Commercial break.
Please stay tuned for our post-match analysis, interviews with both coaches and captains.
DV, I need you to cue me on the program after this. What am I introducing after the commercial? So what am I introducing after the talk? After we talk, I'm introducing what?
High Economic Intelligence is an independent research entity specializing in economic and financial services. To find out more about our services, contact us at 0613077728 or visit our website at www.hey.com.na.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that concludes our match for this afternoon. We were live here at Hagageng Cup Stadium. My name is Penny Helu. I was your sports anchor for today, and I have Emmanuel Nkari in studio with me today, and he was our lead commentator. Now, Emmanuel, this game was interesting, more so in the skill of sport, as opposed to winning a battle. I mean, from the onset, I think we kind of already saw where the game was leading. We did have the conversation of whether African Stars is playing a young African match, but I kind of have a different perspective after the second half. And maybe I should start first. I mean, I almost want to ask, no, let me first ask you, how do you feel about the second half?
It was one that should have happened.
Okay.
It happened like I did not predict it to be so. African Stars showed their class,
right,
which they were supposed to do. They did. Willie Stefanus did what he always does. Kambatu
Agreed.
is doing what he's now starting to do on a regular basis.
Agreed.
Very underrated player, and their combination now needs to make the back of the papers. As you can see from these replays, it was Stiga bringing the ball out. Kambatu now in our picture makes that pass to Stefanus, and Stefanus, he knows what he can do with his right foot. One time, shot, makes it 1-0 to African Stars, and that was really the moment that changed everything.
Let's talk about that first goal. That was a clean goal. I would like to say very skilled performance on our team's part, in the sense that, I mean, the shot was taken really, really, really well. I mean,
and this replay, unfortunately, sorry to interrupt, this replay of the player number 17, we have yet to confirm his name, but kicking a ball in the dugout of one of African Stars, very unprofessional,
right,
unsportsmanlike.
Right. And I mean, I think with note, especially on that, is that I think young Africans' detriment is the fact that their backline almost wasn't really there. And I will say, though, that essentially I believe that, I mean, in as far as skill is concerned, they play well. But I will say that I think young African needs to sort of hold their, in as far as, for example, the ball. The ball was, they really struggled to keep the ball, especially in the second half. I saw, especially because like they left a lot of loose passes happen. They lost the ball a lot, and I mean, I can probably guess because the tone was kind of different. But essentially, well, let's go back to the interviews and see exactly what the team has to say, especially as far as the field interviews are concerned. Let's go back to the field and have a look and listen to see what exactly what we're going to get, I guess, from the coaches and the players. So over to the field.
Yes, the result is 2-0 African Stars. I'm standing here with the captain Tinashe from Young African, goalkeeper also, goalkeeping captain. Very good. You had a good game until the second half. Tell us a little more about the game. What do you feel? Was it a fair outcome of the game? Did African Stars give you much trouble? How did you feel? How do you feel about the game?
We are really much disappointed about the performance on our side. That's where we can say we were playing with very much experienced guys. We try, as our coach tells us, we try not to make mistakes, but those guys have much more experience. Once we do mistake, they always capitalize on our mistakes. Unfortunately, after second half, we went a bit of communication. I think maybe the halftime affect us, the concentration and so on. But unfortunately, it's a wake-up call because the league is still beginning. So it's a wake-up call for us, and it's a process. I think we will bounce back for the next encounter we're going to face.
Thank you. I think the team is coming up now. It's not yet well settled. You lost the first game in Hawabes at home, and then you are losing here today. But today is not a shame today to lose. But then the experience, as you said, it came through at the end of the day. So congratulations for tomorrow and good luck.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Now with me I have Mali Garidemo Maliaki, coach of Young African. Good game of football. good still also. I see you on the bench. You are asking the boys to fight for each other. That is football. How do you feel about the outcome? How do you feel about the performance and then the future?
Yeah, I think first let me congratulate Stars for coming out victorious here. It was not going to be easy anyway. But first half, I think we managed the game very well, and I'm very proud of my boys. And that was the plan today. The motto was just to try and manage the game and try and take it to them, so that we can see we cannot get a point of a win, still a win out of this. But second half, we could see we lacked a bit of experience because the first half we did well, watching Awilo all the time. But second half, I think we lack a bit of experience. We lack. That's how he came to score that goal. And then again, the second goal, you could see it's just a very clean counter attack also that Stars had. And tough luck to my boys. We just go back to the drawing board and make sure that we collect points next weekend at home.
Yeah, and before the second goal, but at 1-0, you had you were in the ascendancy. One could see you were looking for the equalizer, and you had the game by the scruff of the neck. How do you feel? As you said, that was a counter attack, and then it brought the spirit a little bit down, or what?
Yeah, I think it brought the spirit a bit down. Like I said, these are young boys under 26 years old, most of them, if not also. They lacked a bit they could not lift them up a bit to go and push for another goal and then maybe perhaps push for equalizer. But that's football. I think they have learned from this, and we keep on working, we keep on pushing. I think the talent is there, the relationship is there, the fighting is there. So it's just a matter of getting us that first win, and then I think things might turn around for us.
Very good. I think you are assembling a very good squad. And then the number 4, see from South Africa, I could see he was saving his tank for more. Maybe he didn't train much or what. Tell us a little bit more about him.
Yeah, I think he's a very quality player. It's just that you could see his fitness was still not up to there. That's why we agreed already that we're just going to give him 65 minutes. And that's what we did, because we're pushing him. It's his first start. So we hope that next weekend we should be able to give him another 70 or 80 minutes and hopefully get also something from him.
Thank you, Coach Male, and good luck for the future.
Thanks.
Oh. Captain Stiga, the Mr. African Stars. The young African is talking about experience. They were managing you very well in the first half, and then second half they lost concentration. They lost Awilo. How do you go about that? Is it experience really, or playing together for long? How do you feel?
Yeah, of course, the experience always outsmarts the young, energetic teams. Because, of course, there were tough moments in the game where we were under pressure, where we were on the back foot, and we have to really dig deep so that we recover and get the balls. But, of course, experience came to the fore, and, young boys, especially second half after they were trailing 1-0, they thrown a lot of bodies going forward, and
they were very excited.
Yeah, they were very excited. They were desperate for this for an equalizer. So, of course, you saw the interception from Kambato. He ran through, and a great pass to Awilo, and then we got the goal.
And that is, I think that comes with experience. He cut the ball off there. He ran at the defense. He had two options: one Junja on the right, and then Awilo on the left. He chose Awilo because he knows Awilo will kill the game for us. So I think two penalty shouts in the first half for African Stars and one for Young African. They cancel each other out.
Not necessarily. Of course, ours was a clear cut because Kambato got to the ball first, and then he was assisted clear penalty foul after he had already won the ball. But this other, I didn't see any contact on the player. Of course, he was looking for it, but yeah. At the end of the day, no penalty was awarded, but we got the 2 goals.
It's not always that you fool the referee, so he couldn't. The young African striker couldn't manage to fool the referee, and then it was just play on. I think congratulations for the win. Congratulations and good luck for tomorrow.
Sure, thanks.
Another 3 points tomorrow.
Double header, it's tough, Ongos, we know they played yesterday, they rested now. Of course, so we need to refresh the team a bit tomorrow, but that's all up to the technical team as to how we start tomorrow. But of course, double header demands a lot, and we are looking forward to the game.
Thank you, Mr. African Stars, and good luck.
Coach, everything was finished.
Coach Kofi, congratulations for the win.
Thank you.
Congratulations for the 3 points. You are top of the league on goal difference, I think, from Commerce Nampol. Tell us about the game.
Yeah, I think it was quite a tough game because our opponents came with a well-rehearsed strategy. They came with a 1-4-2-3-1 shape. So it means they had numbers in defense, numbers in the midfield, and they also went with a defensive low block as well as the defensive mid block. So it means they were not attacking, they just sat back and then allowed us to play, and then anytime there was a mistake on our part, they played on the counter. And that was what they were, so in order to frustrate us. That is why the first half we couldn't find it. But so when we went into the dressing room, we sat the boys down, we told them to stick to our game plan by keeping the ball, stringing passes together, dragging the opponent to create space so that we could find the passing lanes and then feel it and then try to punish them. And that is exactly what we did, and we won the game by 2-0.
I think what you said now was very important. Not to panic at 0-0 halftime, because you were expected to roll over them, to run over them, but then if it couldn't happen because of their strategy, the coach even mentioned they wanted to keep African Stars at 0-0 first half, maintain everything, and then that was good. That was their tactics. But you didn't panic. You told the boys to go on with your game, and you did that, and the goals came. The penalty shout, there were two. Which one did animate you more? Which one were you angry with more?
Yes,
Which one did you think should have been given?
No, the penalty situation. Because actually it wasn't ball to hand; it was hand to ball. And so I expected the referee, to award a penalty, and then he ignored it. That is why I was a bit mad at him. I hardly complain about officiating, but you know what happened? You know what happened to us in Africa. So it's like that thing is still there. So when I'm playing and the referees try to do so, it's part of the game. I think we need to move on. Yeah.
Okay, we will expect you to be more calm next time. Yeah. Let the referee do his work. Yeah. Thank you, coach.
Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Ongos.
Thank you.
Can you stand by? Back to the camera. Back to studio. Thank you.
And that was Zico Shadarua on the interviews with both the players and the coaches. Emmanuel, what an eventful afternoon we've had today. I mean, the end goal was that, not the end goal, the end results were 2-0 in favor of African Stars. We did obviously sort of anticipate that being the final story, but what do you think went right for African Stars?
I think class. I think the first half, it was a battle between both teams. It was football versus football. And to be honest, Stars were playing more into the hands of Young African. I mean, at the halftime, I was thinking that things might be a little bit iffy.
Right.
But the second half, class came to light. And that class showed in Javera running, Stiga making a pass, Kambatu making a pass, and Awilo finishing it off. And then the second goal was just to show them that, okay, we are here and we are closing off the game. That's what Stars does. That's what they do. So that's what went right for Stars.
No, I agree. I agree with. And as far as I think they got a platform to be able to sort of really enjoy the sport and art of soccer. Like they were playing comfortably well, but with so much skill.
And as the replays will show, and as they will show generally, Stars were comfortable in the second half. Young African just ran themselves tired, in the simplest way to say it. They took off a very good worker of the ball, the number 4, Majapa, that's coming from South Africa. He was really the one that was really making plays for Young African, but he went off early in the second half to myself and Zico's surprise. From then on, it was just a midfield energy. Energy was the name of the game, and Stars had more energy.
Yeah, they definitely picked that up. I mean, they rode that wave, understanding that this was definitely in their advantage. And I guess that really is what went wrong with the Young African. But I mean, ultimately, it was.
That was the player right there, the number 4. Yeah, Majapa. He was the key man in the first half for Young African, but he was taken off early.
Yeah.
And then we go
No,
to
I
commercial,
definitely agree. But I mean, you know,
and we are done.
it is what it is. And ultimately in the sport, I always say that we always come sit here and try and talk about everything that happened on the field and analyze it and sort of predict and see what's going to happen next. But I mean, in the end, it really always is the players who decide what happens. But, you know, that concludes our match for today. We are back here at Hage Geingob Stadium again tomorrow, same time. We will again be streaming live, Facebook and on oneafrica.tv. You can all tune in, but we will also be live on One Africa TV on GoTV. So please do make sure you tune in tomorrow, same time, same place. From me, Penny Helu, and from Emmanuel Nkara, our lead commentator. Actually, no, in correction. It is not on One Africa TV. It is not streaming live on One Africa TV, excuse me. It is only streaming live on oneafrica.tv. So you can definitely catch the match tomorrow live on oneafrica.tv and on Facebook. And so with me saying goodbye from Emmanuel, maybe you want to say goodbye to the fans? See you tomorrow?
No, see you guys tomorrow for African Stars versus Ongos FC. It should be a very good one.
And that's one we're really excited about. So
Yes,
please do
ma'am.
join us so we can see what happens next. Until tomorrow, goodbye.
Cheers.
High Economic Intelligence is an independent research entity specializing in economic and financial services. To find out more about our services, contact us at 061307728 or visit our website at www.hey.com.na.
Yeah. Yeah.